We watched the birds in the evening sky, crowds of starlings soaring high, gliding, swooping, then flying low, with no particular place to go. Winging through the air in perfect synchronicity, with elegance and flair and effortless simplicity. Nature's graceful creations, creating intricate formations, like a celestial kaleidoscope. And did any birds collide? Nope. If I ever felt I could no longer cope, if I felt completely beyond hope, and looked up from my dark despair and saw those starlings flying there, I think I would just stand and stare until I didn't have a damned care in the whole wide world, like those wild birds as they glided and whirled and swooped and swirled, dancing in the fading light, as if everything's all right, as if everything's okay at the end of the day.
Island of dreams, heart and soul, heart of stone, cups of love, honeysuckle of love, the four friends, she's a true anchor, invitation of peace, waiting for coffee, the true lane is here, the weather has been good, open beauty within, the natural female showing signs, the starfish is floored, no more given.
There is an awesome island that has a grand beach of sand, which is the island's heart. View on arrival, a great start. The island is built on a rock that holds great folk of good stock, which means you're not on your own. On this island, made from good stone. To these folks I raise my cup, and I drink my beer in a great sup.
I write for men boys, for power and what I write. So the pen do please, writing to inspire every person. I know it's job done when I write, from heart and mind's desire. Was born of the ancient trinity of water, wind and fire. Heart and mind together, mind and body as one. I am no liar. What I write is real. What I truly aspire to be, job done.
There was a young woman who lived in a shoe, a charismatic older man once found his way into. The grown-up son and grown-up daughter filled in the gaps like running water. They all cherished relics, antiques galore. All were agreed on the need for a door with a lock. Time goes by, they bicker and snipe. The worn-out old woman sickens and dies. The old girl, as they call her, is buried. A sturdy door's fitted and locked. Now the boys, as they called them, have room to maneuver. The girls, as they called them, have gone. A young woman, footloose and headstrong, is making her way down the road.
The raindrops glistened on the window pane. He pressed his nose against the glass. Too heavy to go out, but he was too restless to stay indoors. Not far off, the waves rushed onto the bay, really frothy, like the sea was foaming at the mouth. Dexter was dying to get to the sea. He loved the splashing of the waves on the shore. He loved to paddle until the sea was up to his knees, and he screeched aloud delightedly. Surreptitiously he sneaked out of the house. He had quickly grabbed his rain jacket and made a run for the sand dunes. The rain was coming down in sheets. He slid down the biggest sand dune and landed on the beach with a thud. The waves were still rolling in and crashing on the shore. He cried out excitedly, "Whoopee!" He rolled his shorts up and took off his shoes. It was going to be cold, but he loved it. He waded in up to his ankles. He gave an anticipatory sigh. He went past his knees and fully immersed himself. He went for a massive swim.
I'm late, a voice cried. It belonged to a female, magenta-furred goblin girl with glasses, horn-like ears, wearing a dark green laced scarf, a cardigan that her uncle had made, but in her slender magenta-furred hand, she held a long cane. Crystal Pemberton had been living in the forest of the Goblin Kingdom in a house that was cave-like, but there were lights all around since she had no night vision and she could not see sides, which was why she had her long cane. She was very smart but kind and wanted to do many things. Despite being partially sighted, her iridescent eyes gleamed with joy, seeing a package from the human world where her uncle lived, but he was protective of her. She opened the package, seeing a small box wrapped in black and purple paper. The scent of a rose wafted through her beak-like nose. She pulled out a necklace which made her eyes widen in awe, and a smirk crossed her magenta-furred face, revealing her fangs that were like her uncle's, seeing a rose-pink crystal. There was a letter with it, which was written in ink. "My dear Crystal, I found this stone on a beach, and it made me think of you, as it is rose quartz, which is a stone of protection, and I wish that it should keep you safe. Your loving Uncle Dudley," Crystal read aloud, smirking. She slipped it on around her neck, but it gleamed with magic. "I'm glad you like it," a voice said, as it was her uncle. "Yeah, but sorry I am late, as I was picking berries," Crystal said. He patted her head gently, but now it was time for her to live with him, where he could keep her safe from harm, creating a portal using his magic that led to the human world. Seeing Crystal follow him, it was the beginning of a new adventure for her.
Wet, acupuncture, torrential, everlasting, relentless. Born from the air, formed in water, formed from the sea, bathed in water, blessed by water, drinking water, swimming in chlorinated leisure pools, swimming with the fishes, born in impurity, reborn by H2O, revitalizing waterfalls, cascading down, bottled, flavored, so many varieties, like people, our greatest companion, feeling the collective dirt of all my years, dirt of society, of my sins, sins of the fathers, needing to feel clean again, to wash away the guilt, cleanse my body and spirit, rejuvenate my soul, filling me with renewed energy. I can face the world again. This power is at my disposal, just a touch of a tap. A wave washes over me, cleans me through and through, washing away the memory, feeling alive and invigorated, a drop of rain for brighter days ahead, a wave, a shower of love.
The victim, a father in a long line of pups. The snap and crackle of gunfire stops. The milk bottles are drowning in a brown, dead Cocoa Pops. How could he know they were back? Up to old tricks, all bran, all pen, and that ruthless Weetabix. Ah, but Special K Branch dumped out from a bowl. Turns out Tommy the Tiger, he was the mole. The serial killers finally stopped in a daze. Now serving life of porridge for the rest of their days.
A moth doesn't consider if it should fly to the light. It doesn't write a how-to guide. It doesn't have a grant. It doesn't need permission. It doesn't need a reason. It doesn't consider the obstacles. It doesn't ask if it is worth it. It doesn't reflect on it. It doesn't get discouraged. Grant me the soul of a moth.